Alright, YouTube, what is going on? It is Zaya here from Zaya&TheSteelers back with another post-game reaction, and we are back with another Steelers W. Let's get a gunshot for 4 and 3. Let's get a gunshot for this being the first real offensive game of the season. And let's get a gunshot for Deontay Johnson being back. Let's get a gunshot for TJ Watt. Let's get a gunshot for Kenny Pickett. Let's get a gunshot for George Pickens. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a tough few weeks for the boy Matt Canada. It has been a tough few years even. And hey man, it's been warranted. But let's get a gunshot for Matt Canada, because that was a fantastic, to me, fantastic offensive performance we had today. And I didn't even mention Jaylen Warren and Najee Harris. Let's get a gunshot for them. Let's get a gunshot for Isaac Semaleo. Let's get a gunshot for everybody today. All right. But let's not get too crazy. There were still some flaws with the game, but on paper, in terms of just actually watching the game and seeing what was happening, this game was the first game where it was like, okay, we have an actual pulse. We are actually trying to move the football. We are actually doing things like with some plan in mind, you know. This was the first game this season of it, man. Before this, it was just a bunch of just random plays on offense, and we would just score no points throughout the whole game. And for the first half, even, I don't want to get too crazy. For the first half, even, it wasn't going the best, but you could see the formula. You could see, okay, we're throwing the ball down the field. George Pickens is actually getting looks. He's actually getting targets. It's just for, whatever reason, the ball is not getting completed. Maybe the throw wasn't the best. Maybe George Pickens, there was like a drop. There was a drop play with George Pickens. Maybe something like that happened. Maybe the defender made a good play on the ball. For whatever reason, it didn't come together. But the actual thought was there, and not like a 2-yard bubble screen, not a drag route, not some weird ass out route that for 3 yards, not a jet screen. And so shout out to Matt Canada today. Shout out to the offense today. In terms of the bad, it was a huge win, honestly. This was a huge win for us, and so I really don't want to get too negative. But the the defense, man, the corner situation, Puka, it seemed like he was doing whatever he wanted, and let me tell you, I was sleeping on Puka. I wasn't sleeping on Puka. I knew he was gonna have a good game, but I did not think that he was just really like this. I did not think you get him the ball and he's gonna get you an extra 40. But hey man, when you're facing the Steelers defense, Darrell Henderson and then somebody else, I can't think of the somebody else's name, but they were both free agents. The Rams had some injuries. You call them both up whenever they wanted, man. It was 4 or 5 yards a game, 5 yards a carry. It was crazy, but we were able to bunker down. We were able to limit the offensive drives, limit the offensive scoring output from the Rams. And we got it done, man. Like, once again, let me get a gunshot. Once again, just a very, very, very happy game. And I'm very happy that it ended on a positive, because honestly, I was getting ready to come on here and just kind of talk about the positives I saw, but we lost, because for a split second, it looked like the Rams were going to go bombs away. It looked like they were just going to start scoring on us whenever. But then the defense kind of, they woke up a bit. The offense, they started getting longer drives. We started not just having 3 and outs. We were able to get a first down and then punt it. Or a first down and then, another first down, maybe then punt, or a first down, then punt, an actual break for the defense, which is something they have not been afforded for a while. And this was like in the fourth quarter when we were like really driving and about to finish the game, and Kenny Pickett got that QB sneak that we definitely picked up, he got that QB sneak that cut to Puka, and he was looking real concerned, man. He was looking real concerned about that Pittsburgh Steelers offense. Jaylen Warren, he was looking real fast on that Pittsburgh Steelers offense. Najee Harris looking real strong on that Pittsburgh Steelers offense. So that's what I saw. That's why, if you were watching the game, hopefully you saw that too. This is a good day. This is a splendid day. We remember these days because it has been years and years and years of dark, gloomy days on offense, boring games that we got to really suffer through. This was an exciting game. Honestly, shout out to the defense. I'm talking my shit. We won the game. Shout out to the defense for spotting the Rams some points to really make this an interesting game and give us, the roller coaster of emotions, because it was like, oh man, we're going to lose. And then it was like, oh, can we win? Oh, the Rams scored again. Oh, can we win? It was like a roller coaster of emotions. Really though, if we're playing at our peak, if we are at the highest that we can go, then the defense just blanks them, and then we score earlier from the jump. We score in the first half. We take this offensive performance in the second half, like that Patrick from SpongeBob meme. We take this performance in the second half, right, and we move it to the first half. We take it over there. You know, that's what we got to do if we want to be a good team in the AFC. It is not the craziest thing for us to make the playoffs. It is not a crazy thing for us to be a contending team. However, we got to patch up some things. Joey Porter Jr., we were clamoring all week about him being a starter, him getting more snaps. There was some footage of him missing a tackle or two in this game. You know, we'll clean things like that up, but you know, that has to get cleaned up. To be honest, this run defense has been a problem for a while. You know, sometimes we'll bunker down, sometimes we'll do our thing. TJ Watt is an incredible player. I forgot to mention his interception, but yeah, TJ Watt's just a guy. Like, sometimes we'll bunker down, but like, it is a real problem that like the Rams can sign whoever, and it's like, okay, they're gonna have their game of their life. They're gonna have an amazing game. Puka, who once again we discussed is a fantastic player, but Puka gonna get like what 300 yards after the catch? Like, what are we talking about right now? That is a real problem, and it will, you know, probably not get addressed over the course of this season. In the future, hopefully gets worked out. You know, that'll be where we look to in the draft. Finally happened. We were finally able to do something. So we got to continue it. We got to finish it out. And you're playing for your future team, because at the end of the day, I do not think Pittsburgh is going to be bringing you back. I do not think any of the fans want you back. And to be honest, do you want to be back in Pittsburgh? I do not know. You know, after the way some of the fans have treated you, after the way people in the media have talked about you, like, do you want to be back? I really don't know. Kenny Pickett, there are some things for him to patch up. He's got to stop this rolling out thing. He's got to stay in the pocket. He's got to just take the contact sometimes. I know it's shitty to say, but like, you just got to stay in the pocket. You got to take the contact. I don't know. But we got the jersey on. Kenny Pickett in the fourth quarter is like peanut butter and jelly. Kenny Pickett in the fourth quarter is like a Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuit. It is just money, man. It is why you came. It is the reason why you're here. It is the ticket to the movie. It is the popcorn. It is the butter on the popcorn. Like, this guy, man, best case scenario, I feel like he can have an Eli Manning type career. I really do. And I'm saying that from a Week 7 game in the regular season for a 4-3 team. Eli Manning, a 2-time Super Bowl champion. However, Kenny Pickett, an ACC champion. And on top of all of that, you know, there was a lot of talk throughout the week. There's been a lot of talk throughout this whole season about the guy Mike Tomlin. And although I have joined in on the fun, you know, I have joined in and voicing my frustrations, and maybe he's not a perfect coach, I do want to get it out there in case you guys, if you're not aware. Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season. And so, you know, we're on the right track into, you know, keeping that a thing. Mike Tomlin, you know, I seen Sean McVay a better coach than Mike Tomlin. Man, I don't sense win. I don't know, man, because now, what is it, 2-0 in the past two facings to Mike Tomlin, beating you with what? With Mason and Duck? Are you kidding me? Now with Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett's so bad. Beat you with Mason, Duck, and Kenny Pickett. Are you kidding me? What are we talking about here? Mike Tomlin, you know, just slandering him. All year he's been getting slandered. And once again, I know I voice my frustrations personally. I don't want to, like, you know, act like I haven't been upset either. But, you know, if you guys know, you know, there's been a lot of crazy takes. There's been a lot of, like, you know, deep takes about Mike Tomlin. So, you know, it is what it is. People are frustrated. Mike Tomlin's frustrated. We're all frustrated. And it was good that this was a game that we could finally have some positivity. So finally not leave this game like, man, what are we going to do with our life? You know what we're going to do with our life next week? We're going to throw the ball more to George Pickens. You know what we're going to do? We're going to throw the ball more to Deontay Johnson. You know what else we're going to do? We're going to run the ball more with Jaylen Warren. As you can see on this touchdown, Jaylen Warren just absolutely flying in for the touchdown. Like, number 30, he's just a guy, man. I know it's been a big story this year about how Jaylen Warren has come in and gotten snaps. I know it's been a big story, but I'm telling you guys, last year, if you know, you know, like, I was really talking about, like, yo, Jaylen Warren needs to come in, because, like, I'm telling you, he's playing really well. And so for this year, for the formula in the preseason to be like, yeah, we're going to be a really run-heavy team, where we're going to establish the run so that can establish our pass. For that being, like, the formula that we were sold on in the preseason, and for finally in Week 7 for it to take shape, you know, it was very cool to see. So Jaylen Warren doing his thing. What else we got to look at? Our next play, we got a Deontay Johnson. Welcome back to the team. Let's get a Deontay Johnson gunshot here. Deontay Johnson just so good after the catch. I hate the audio, but Deontay Johnson just so good after the catch, getting the ball to him. Just get him the ball. That's all we've needed to do for this whole time. This whole time we've been a bad offense. All we've needed to do is get our receivers, get our playmakers the ball. ball in space and let them work. And this time, Deontay, welcoming back once again. He's just doing his thing, gets a bunch of yards after the catch. Nuka was doing this to us the whole game, or Puka. He was doing this to us all game, by the way. This little Deontay Johnson catch right here, like he was doing this to us all game. He was killing us with it. Another player I wanted to look at was George Pickens. As you can see, he's making a catch over Akila Witherspoon on this. This little comeback route, this little back shoulder throw from Kenny Pickett here, we were doing this all game. It worked all game, and it's worked his whole career. It's literally worked this whole time George Pickens has been here, but for some reason, we just couldn't find him the ball. I don't know. Today we did, and I'm really hoping we can just roll on with it. You know, we can move on with it into the future games because we're going to need it, and George Pickens is just a dog, bro. He is just a dog. He's one of the best receivers in the league. What the talk about Garrett Wilson, how he was Offensive Player of the Year, I really think George Pickens is just that. You know, I really think he's on the same level as him. And so if they have the Offensive Rookie Player of the Year, like what do we have? You know, that's what I genuinely think. I apologize. That's what I genuinely think. And so, you know, it is what it is. George Pickens is just a dog. What else do we got? Literally the best defensive player in the league, the best defensive player probably ever, honestly. When it's all said and done, like I grew up on like Troy and whatnot, and Troy, James Harrison and stuff like that, or players like that. But TJ Watt, man, he is just on another level when you're really thinking about it. When you're really looking at the stats and shit, and you realize TJ's like already past James Harrison in sacks, and like he's on pace to do all these things. It's like, wow, like he is really an otherworldly all-time player. So yeah, TJ Watt, man, he might be the defensive GOAT. He might be the best defensive player to ever live. And as you can see, he proved it in this game. We needed a play. He made a play, 3-9. We needed that play to be made. Got us good field position. We started out the second half. We ended up with a scoring touchdown there. Kenny Pickett, big QB sneak. And that was the exact spark that we needed from our splash player. And so TJ Watt, shout out to him. Really, the overall point of this video, the overall point of this game, was we're headed in the right direction. You know, this was what was portrayed to us in the offseason. This is what was portrayed to us in the preseason. And so it's all about now finishing out the season looking this way. It's all about continuing this momentum, continuing it going forward. And right now, once again, as I've said, today is a good day. That is going to do it for me, guys. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell for notifications. Steelers fans, it's up. And if you want to see more Steelers videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button once again, as I said. Anyways, guys, peace out, and see you in the next one.